How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Blackrock just bought about 450 days worth of Bitcoin. I want to explain how I came to that number. It's pretty obvious, I think, after you dig into the math a little bit. But what they're doing is just nuts. And we have a lot of other entities that have announced some big news about Bitcoin and crypto. If you're in crypto right now, you're in the right spot. We are just correcting a little bit. Not even correcting. We're just going down a little bit, consolidating around 72 after making some big moves up to 73 and close to 74 the last few days. But we did have some bad PPI news, or subpar, so that's why we're seeing a bit of a dip here today. Overall, though, nothing to worry about because the mechanisms that are causing Bitcoin to be bought up are going to continue. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. I am going to be quick through this video because I have to be at the beach in about 20 minutes to do something with my wife. So we're going to go snorkeling and tight timeline today. If you don't mind though, there is a link to Margex underneath the video where you can trade cryptocurrency. As you can see, we've seen these dips where we make a big move up and then dip and then make another big move up and then dip. And we're in this dip here. This is typically when it's not the worst time to be, adding to maybe a long during this kind of dip. So if you want to set up an account, there's a link underneath the video to Margex. You get a deposit bonus. There's also a link down there to CoinW in case you want to try out a different exchange. They allow spot trading over there too. Now, we had another huge day from IBIT, $587 million worth of Bitcoin bought. So overall, $684 million inflow day. Like these just continue day after day after day. This week, just the 3 days so far this week are already as big as last week's inflows for 5 days. Part of that because on Tuesday we had a massive day, a record-breaking day, and then we've had strong days besides that. So, just think about that. 10,000 Bitcoin bought systematically, daily. Now, Blackrock itself has bought somewhere around 210,000 Bitcoin since they started this up. What was that? 40 trading days ago, 45, something like that. And they've bought around 210,000 Bitcoin in that time. In about 30 days, we have the Bitcoin halving, maybe 35 days. There's only going to be 450 Bitcoin mined each day. So in the last 40 days, BlackRock has bought about 466 days worth of Bitcoin that's going to be mined. Now, obviously, we continue to see smaller and smaller amounts being mined at each halving. There's only about 1.3 million Bitcoin left. And when you look at how quickly BlackRock bought up 200,000 Bitcoin, obviously it's going to be harder for them to buy that Bitcoin as time goes on because the price of Bitcoin is most likely going to go up. But at this rate, if they could buy it for the same price, like that next 1.3 million Bitcoin, it would take them well under a year. There's just not much coming to the market anymore. And so many people are buying it. Like we've gotten other news. Mr. 100 has bought more. So yesterday they bought a couple hundred last time I made a video. But since then they've bought even more. This page doesn't seem to be loading. There we go. They bought a lot more. So on the 13th they bought 7 times. Then today they bought another 5 times. Like they're just buying so much. And we don't know who it is yet, but it doesn't really matter. They're just buying a crap ton. MicroStrategy also announced after the market closed last night that they were going to offer another $500 million of convertible senior notes. So last week they announced this, and within 3 days or 4 days, they bought Bitcoin. They did it over the weekend, and we saw the price shoot up for Bitcoin. I would not be surprised if MicroStrategy bought another $500 million over this weekend and the price spiked up like that. The buying pressure is massive right now from MicroStrategy, from the ETFs, from other entities. Again, we're just shaking out a lot of the people that are happy with maybe 3x gains, 2x gains, 50% gains. And then it's just going to be like the diamond handers, the FOMOers coming into the market, which will be a fun time. But think about this. MicroStrategy can continue to do this. They can continue to buy Bitcoin with debt, which is kind of like a cheat code. We've talked about a lot here, but this balloons their company's market cap. This is really good for the company, and other people are going to do this. Other other companies are going to steal from this playbook, and they are going to do the same thing, and they're going to buy up a bunch of Bitcoin. And some of them are going to be already bigger than MicroStrategy or have a bigger company to start with. And maybe they're not all in like Michael Saylor in MicroStrategy. Maybe they're not doing this and making this their entire business, but maybe they do this a couple times a year, right? Or maybe they take their cash flows and continue to buy Bitcoin with it. So just an insane amount of buying. We also got news, AdNet Group is going to organize a Bitcoin MENA conference in 2024 in Abu Dhabi. This brings the world's largest Bitcoin conference to the Middle East and North Africa. Pictured is Humaid Matar Al-Dahiri, MD, and Group CEO of AdNet Group, and David Bailey, CEO of BTC Inc. So they're bringing the Bitcoin conference, or a Bitcoin conference, over to the Middle East. Obviously, there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of oil money, people looking for new avenues of investment that are outside oil to diversify. So this is going to bring a lot of people to Bitcoin, or at least get them more excited. I mean, even when I visited Dubai, there's so much money per person there, at least where we were, kind of near the water. And the apartments are maybe like a decent apartment there, a couple $100,000 USD. But yet, when you walk out the door, there are Rolls Royces, Bentleys, like a poor person's car is a Rolls Royce. Like, it's just nuts. Every other car is some kind of $200,000 to $500,000 supercar. It's interesting how much money is there. So yeah, this could push up the price of Bitcoin, just this conference alone, getting more people interested in it. And maybe some people have heard about it, but just like anywhere else, maybe they just have been putting it off. Maybe they don't understand Bitcoin, but they go there, their friend goes there and then tells them they should buy some Bitcoin. They say, okay, heck, I'll throw 500K at it. I don't know. Like, those people are very wealthy. And why does Bitcoin keep on going up at the end of the day? Because people don't trust governments. The U.S. debt up $26 billion today to a record pretty much $34.5 trillion. This coming after Joe Biden proposed a tax cut to provide $400 a month for the next 2 years for those seeking to buy their first house or trade up for a little bit more space. And obviously, like I've said this in the past with different things that Joe Biden has done or Trump has done, like all this helps someone, right? Or almost all of it, right? Like someone's going to say, oh, well, that's a great thing to do with money because it helps people that maybe are a little bit less fortunate than the wealthy. And of course, every tax cut, everything that they print money for helps someone, right? But the fact is they just keep on doing it, and we're in a deficit. If you ran a company like this, if you run your household like this, it wouldn't work. But when you have your own money printer, you can do this, and that's why we Bitcoin, because the governments can't handle this kind of work. They can't handle this without just trying to reelect themselves or being pressured into doing things for the short term. Another cryptos will run too at some point, like CDeFi up 43% this month. Congrats to everyone that's been in CDeFi with me. I know I started working with them back here. Like they reached out to start doing work, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, I just need to buy this. I need to buy this crypto for the next bull run, and I'm up 5x from there. So definitely make sure you're doing your research on like some top cryptos right now, because there are a lot of cryptos that are going to go absolutely parabolic this next bull run. Now again, check out the link to Margex underneath the video, to Blowfin, and to CoinW in case you want to start trading cryptocurrencies or buying. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.